I wanna live your life, I wanna dream your dreams, lick the moons, catch them stars in the night. Every superpower that is yours will be mine. I'll be that it girl, pouting mouth, crossing the line.
Hello and welcome back to episode 6 of the Thrive vlog with me, Emma J Moorcroft. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment below. I'm actually currently just watching last week's episode. It hasn't gone live yet, I'm just reviewing it, so I actually get my VA to edit my vlogs for me just because it makes my life so much easier, and she's a lot more creative than I am. I seem to be shaking a second. Give me a moment. Hopefully that's made it better. So I have just been to B&M Bargains. I went to go and get some skinny food sauce. Now, if you're an OG here, you will know I was obsessed with the curry flavoured sauce last year when I was in prep. Didn't get that, but I'll show you what I got. There we go, now I fixed the shaking, I do apologise. So, it is another hot day. I'm here in my bikini. Now, I'm very annoyed because I picked up some lotion this morning, Factor 30 from the pharmacy, and I think it was like £8, but I've just managed to get Factor 50 from B&M Bargains, so that's one of my things. Got some new mugs for me and Shay, flamingos. So there are summer mugs. I got some treats for the pup. These go in the freezer and they're basically ice pops. So I'm excited to give her one of those. Oh, excuse me, before I break anything. Okay, managed to get some golden syrup skinny 0-cal sauce, which I'm going to have shortly. I got some Mexican burrito mix. I'm currently loving a open bowl of burritos. So lettuce is like my low carb meal, my burrito mix on top. Now I've got some sauce to actually make it taste like burrito. And to go with that, then I have some jalapenos. No, not jalapenos. Gherkins. Freaking love a gherkin, so that will go lovely on top of my burrito bowl. Also got 3 of these. Now, if you live in the UK, like you might hear people go on about the Mayflower curry sauce from B&M Bargains. I've not actually tried it, but then I've seen these. So they come in a little plastic tub with noodles in there as well. I don't know if you can see, but they've also got the sauce. So each serving contains 200 calories, and that's the noodles and the sauce. Now apparently there's 2 servings of noodles in here, but I'll have to check. So I probably won't have these this week just because I've already planned my food, but I'll show you when I do. So I've got 3 lots of those. What else did I get? Again, if you're an OG, you would have seen this before, the vanilla creamer to go with my coffee. Just looking to see what's worthwhile showing you. Oh, and then ice pops. So these are going in the freezer. Chupa Chups, Squeeze, Freeze Pops, mixed flavours. So these are only 16 calories, so perfect. So yeah, I am going to make my yogurt now. I'm going to have this on top, and I'm going to sit in the garden with my new mug. Very pleased with myself. With my Factor 50, and I'm going to do some studying. So I've managed to do another 2 exams since I my last vlog. So another exam this weekend, and I'm also currently doing a meditation course. Now this obviously is a course that I'm going to be utilising as part of my beach retreat, 24th of June. Spaces have sold out like absolute hotcakes. So the time that yesterday's the last vlog had gone live, I think I was at like 65% capacity. So yeah, really happy with that. Can't wait to get amazing women together, just supporting each other, relaxing, de-stressing from the chaos of the world. Now don't worry if you can't make the 24th of June, because I will be hosting an August beach retreat as well, which will hopefully be even bigger, even better, and I might get some other women health coaches on board, maybe a yoga instructor. Yeah, it's just going to be amazing. So I have a few more updates for you as well. So that was a very long intro. So the other updates that I have hip dysplasia, and I know I've mentioned it on the vlog before, but I don't think I've gone into a tremendous amount of detail. But basically back in 2017 I had surgery to correct my hip sockets because I've shallow hip sockets. So basically, let me just put you on a thing. Basically, balance on a shaker now. Where my hip socket is, my hip socket's a lot shallower than normal people's. So when the femur bone goes in there, it catches on the hip socket where it should just fit in snug and it rotates lovely. Mine doesn't. Mine was shallow and then it caught. So there's all this gap up here and I would just knock on my hip socket. So I had surgery to correct that back in 2017, and it was a preventative surgery. I always knew it wasn't a long-term solution, and eventually at some point I would need a hip replacement. Now, I don't need a hip replacement, well, I don't know, but I've contacted my consultant and my surgeon who did my hip, and I'm going in for an MRI and an x-ray, just a bit of an MOT on the 17th of August, and then I'm seeing him on the 18th of August. So when we get back from our travels, they said that it potentially, based on what I've said, it could be labour tear, which is basically the tissue that surrounds the hip socket. So it could have torn, it could have disintegrated, anything could have happened. So there's a few solutions. It could be surgery, cortisol injections. I've had cortisol injections before, it didn't help my pain. But in a nutshell, I'll just balance you again. What it means for me is I'm going to use my good hips. This is my good hip, this is my bad hip. Any movement where I've got to bring my knee towards my chest is very painful for me. So if you think of things like squats, especially if it's narrow, if I go wide, it's, I don't want to say manageable because it's a lot easier. I don't get pain when I go wide, but anything that's normal stance or narrow causes me a lot of pain, and sometimes I can just be squatting and my hip just gives way, and this happened to me in CrossFit 2 weeks ago. So this is what kind of encouraged me to reach back out to him. So we'll see what happens. Obviously it's a long time away yet. They did offer me an appointment for next week, but I was like, oh no, it's a bit too short notice, sorry, I can't get to London. And plus obviously I've got to go through my health insurance, and I'm hoping they cover me. If not, I'm gonna have to go down the NHS route, which will be great because obviously there'll be a tremendous amount of waiting list for that. So I've said let's go for August when I'm back from Europe, because it'll give me enough time to sort my insurance out. And yeah, that is that basically. So who knows what's going to happen. The last time I seen him, the first time I seen him for my hip, basically I had my MRI, and then I seen him within the hour of having that MRI, and he was like, okay, yeah, you need surgery, let's book you in, when do you want it? And it was a case of I booked it in for 2 weeks later. So it was bloody amazing in terms of the service. But obviously that is private health insurance, isn't it? But I'm using a different health insurer now, so I'm not sure if they will cover me, but fingers crossed. So yeah, see what he says. That's it really. Anyway, as I said in the end of my last vlog, I hit a new low weight, and I'll tell you what that was. It was 58, and I know I've spoken a bit about my weight in these vlogs, and I don't want you guys to focus too much on it. As I said, I'm focusing on a body fat percentage drop of 1% each week, which I actually haven't worked out where I am in terms of that at the moment, but I feel so much better in myself, so much more confidence, so much fitter as well. Things are a little bit easier when you are a little bit lighter, but my goal is to just get strong, look toned. I hate that word, but look toned, look vascular, look conditioned. And the thought now of potentially needing a third surgery, it's like, okay, you just need to get strong, and you need to get your body as strong as possible. So that is a big focus for me at the minute, because, you know, I'm 32. You know, a few years time, you know, I'm going to be entering perimenopause, and I just want to have my body in the best place possible for life. That's it, basically. I just want to be strong as fuck for life. But yeah, I think I've caught you up on everything. Anything else new? I'm just looking around the room. No. Yeah, caught you up on everything. So this week now, it is Friday today, check-in day tomorrow. We are, what am I doing tomorrow? So tomorrow I got a client boot camp down the beach. I'm just actually going to start a new clip because this is going to take ages to upload otherwise. Okay, we've got it. We've got some yogurt, some protein, peanut butter, the skinny sauce, some raspberries, some really vibing raspberries, and we got a little baby. Hello. Yeah, really vibing raspberries at the moment because they're super low cal and they're just so yummy. Not for you. Okay, again. So I'm hoping my battery on my camera lasts. I'm gonna make my oats and yogurt. What I said in my last vlog, what I was loving at the moment. So just plain Quaker oats, and I'm just stirring that in. I've added a little bit of sweetener, and I'm just going to put the yogurt on top. The key is to let the oats sit for a little while so they thicken up. So I've added my normal amount of water, but I've just let them sat. So I'm just going to add my yogurt and I'll show you. Voila, just looks like a massive creamy big bowl of oats. So I have got the yogurt in there. A little bit of Biscoff, a couple of raspberries just to add a bit more flavour. Yeah, I am loving this right now. I'm going to add a little bit of table salt on top as well. Okay team, I'm going to take you through a full day of eating. So we've got some oats, blueberries, no, oh my god, raspberries, Biscoff and some protein. So today is a high day of food for me, but it's still relatively low. So I'm going to show you what I'm eating and bring it on my day. Yeah, remember now. I just want to say that I'm not immune to feeling the frustration when you're in a fat loss phase. I've spoken about it before, but it can feel really disheartening when you're not seeing the numbers change. And I did a post this morning on Instagram talking a little bit about this, about how important it is to measure your progress of other things, and that's why I said I shared how I was feeling in my gym set. But I'm not immune to it. Like, I get it, I feel it. It can be so frustrating, especially when you're doing everything and then you feel like your body is not playing ball. But the important thing is to trust the process. If you don't trust the process and you stop and you give up, you're not going to get to your goals. But if you trust the process, keep doing the do, eventually you will get to your goal. And that's the thing, people would rather give up because they feel frustrated than pursue the goal, you know, regardless. So if you're feeling that frustration, I feel it too, but hang in there, it will eventually happen. I'm pretty exhausted today. I still don't think I've caught up from my sleep from the weekend. And I didn't actually get to bed like at 9 o'clock like I'd hoped to last night. Ended up being about 11:15, although I was in bed at 9. Shay was out and he didn't get home till about 10:30. He went to watch the new Guardians of the Galaxy film. I hate him, I wanted to watch that. So I couldn't fall asleep because I knew I was expecting him to come in. So obviously that just messed up my sleep a little bit. So yeah, that's where we're at. Hoping for some change this week, a bit more substantial change. I always anticipated this fat loss phase being a lot longer. 10 weeks I don't think is definitely not enough time for me to get to the goal that I wanted to. Now when I go to Europe I will be maintaining, and when I get back I'll have roughly about 4 weeks until I go to Greece again. So I think it'd be maybe 4 to 6 weeks. I'll have to double check the dates, but I'll have that extra bit of time to push that little bit further. So that is my plan. If I'm not where I want to be come the 1st of July, that is okay. I am doing everything I can to get as close there I will maintain, and then we push again. Okay, this is the second time to have this meal, however, slightly less Biscoff. So I got 5 grams of Biscoff rather than 10. Okay, so I'm back on the golden syrup skinny food 0 calorie sauce, and this is another meal. I've got 200 grams of Alpro protein, raspberries again, and I'll just add a little bit of salt on top. Okay, so for full transparency, I've also had a packet of these, and I had 3 of these, which they actually took up a lot of my calories. So yeah, they took up a lot of my calories, about 350 odd, so more than, you know, that 20% that I always talk about. So that means I've had to forego some potatoes this evening in my last meal. So no official carb in my last meal, but I've had 2 big bowls of oats today. I've obviously had the skips, I've had 3 biscuits, and I've also just picked up these in Sainsbury's. So I'm going to add these to my last meal. So it is cauliflower and broccoli rice. So I'll just bulk out my last meal because I don't have any carbs to go with it. Oops. So yeah, tomorrow is going to be my first lowest day so far on this little fat loss phase. Excuse the messy hair as well. Just got back from a beach walk. So yeah, I'll show you what I'm having tomorrow as well. Good morning. So it is the next day. I'm just about to have breakfast. Already done cardio this morning. I did cardio fasted, so I did my full 55 minutes. I initially thought I was going to just go down and do 30 minutes and then 25 minutes post weights this evening, but I had it in me to do the full hog in one go, but I'll be training legs later. I'm just having a coffee with my skinny vanilla creamer. If you live in the UK, you can also get this in Bean and Bargains as well. And now I'm just having same breakfast, different day, but more oats. So I've got 40 grams of oats, 25 grams of protein, berries, my 0 cal sauce on top, and 10 grams of Biscoff. So having that now, I'll have my other bowl of oats before I train later. Fully expected to see a bit of a change this morning on my measurements and on the scale, just because I've had a few low days back to back. However, today is lower than yesterday because obviously I've changed my calories around. Didn't happen. But I feel a lot leaner, and the shorts that I'm wearing now are fitting me a lot better than what they have done. And there's a bit of definition down there, but I know it's probably going to still take another 2 weeks until I start to really see the visual differences. And at the end of the day, it's not a weight loss competition, it's how I want to look and feel. So as long as I'm looking fit, strong, toned, lean, that's my goal. It is lunchtime, it is 12:30. It has taken all my might not to eat my food before right now. If it was up to me, I would have had my lunch at 11 a.m, but I know I need to space out my food. So I've just got a pre-prepared meal. So minced veggies and tin tomatoes. I didn't actually cook the tin tomatoes yesterday, I just poured it on top. So I'm going to put it all in the fry pan to reheat up. Our new microwave is broken, which is very frustrating. We do have our old microwave upstairs in the spare bedroom, because that's how we roll, but I see to go upstairs, and I think it'll just be a bit nice if I heat it up in the frying pan. So I'm going to chow down into this. I'm going to finish some check-ins, and then I'm meeting my friend for coffee. Currently, oh my god, what was I going to say? I think I've hit that part in the dieting phase where you forget things mid-sentence. Not much joy there. Okay team, so we're a few days later after check-in. It is the 13th of June. It's going to be a heat wave today. It's 28 degrees outside. So check-in wise, really happy with how my photos came through. As of Sunday, I had I actually can't remember if I told you this, but weight was 57.5. We haven't dropped anywhere lower than that, but I've tightened up quite a lot. My measurements have dropped. I'm feeling really good. So cracking on with another week, but actually increased my cardio by 5 minutes per day. So we're now doing 6 times 16 minutes, and calories have been tweaked slightly. So I'm doing my low days from last week every single day. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog, taking you through what I eat on a high day and a low day. Looking forward now to these next 2 weeks. So was it 3 weeks? Just over 2 weeks. Just under 3 weeks I have left, so plenty of time. Ideally, still aiming to drop just over 1% body fat. Probably 6, yeah, about another 3 kilos, and I think maybe even 2.5 kilos, 2 kilos. It depends how my body looks, because I'm a lot leaner right now than what I was when I was this weight when I was in prep. So I've definitely built some muscle since the previous 8 months when I last stepped on stage. So this is why it's important to look at yourself and take those photos, because I'm leaner than what I was this time last time when I was this weight. So yeah, that's really important. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and drop me a comment below and let me know where you are.